Well, Lebanon's Prime Minister Hassan Diab's cabinet has survived a confidence vote despite massive street protests. The administration is now expected to push through economic reforms that Beirut says would help rein in spiralling debt. But protesters say they'll end up making living conditions even worse for the Lebanese people. The central banks kept the local currency pegged to the dollar, but it's had to spend foreign exchange to maintain the value of the Lebanese pound. Now that's forced it to take more loans, raising the debt to GDP ratio to 155%, which is among the worst in the world. And Lebanon's GDP grew just 0.5% last year, and if the economy doesn't improve soon, it's highly unlikely that Beirut will be able to repay its creditors. For more, let's go to Imogen Kimber, who sent us this report from Beirut.
The chronic economic crisis in Lebanon is almost the worst that the country's seen since the 1990s. Lebanon has one of the highest rates of debt to GDP in the entire world, over 150%, with $80 billion in debt. Many blame the high cost of the public sector and the rampant corruption in the government for this debt. And this corruption has also caused an incredibly inefficient infrastructure that only contributes to the economic crisis. On top of this, there's a really high rate of unemployment in Lebanon. And during these protests, the devaluation of the lira has meant that the cost of goods has gone up, while people's wages have stayed the same. As well, the capital controls that the banks have imposed on the people has meant that they haven't been able to access the US dollars in their own bank accounts. Again, worsening the crisis for the individual Lebanese person here on the street today.